Hello, and welcome back to my garden. As we step into September, there's a distinct crispness in the air, a gentle hint that autumn is just around the corner. While many gardeners are thinking about the end of the growing season, my mind is already racing ahead, dreaming of the vibrant colors and fresh scents of spring. More specifically, I'm thinking about how to make sure that when spring finally arrives, my garden, no matter its size, is absolutely bursting with life and spectacular floral displays. And today, I'm going to share a powerful secret with you, a secret that makes this dream a beautiful reality for anyone. Whether you have a sprawling yard or just a few small garden beds, that secret, my friends, is flower bulbs. These humble, unassuming little packages are truly powerhouses of potential. Each one is a tiny bundle of promise that, with just a little bit of help and planning right now, will transform into an explosion of breathtaking flowers in a few short months. And the absolute best part? You absolutely do not need a massive plot of land or years of gardening experience to achieve this. All you require are a few sunny spots in your garden, some good soil, and the right knowledge. So, in today's comprehensive guide, we're going to cover absolutely everything you need to know about planting these magical bulbs for a truly beautiful, colorful spring. We'll explore how to pick the perfect bulbs, walk through the entire step-by-step planting process, and even discuss crucial winter care and how to outsmart those pesky garden critters. Let's dig in and get started. First things first, let's address the most common questions. Why do we plant bulbs now? And when is the right time to do it? Well, these particular beauties are what we call spring flowering bulbs, and they're programmed by nature to go through a cold, dormant period. Or this process, known as vernalization, is absolutely essential for them to develop their roots and produce a beautiful flower come spring. They need the chill of a good winter to know it's time to get to work. If you wait until spring to plant them, it will be far too late. You'll likely just get some green leaves, but no magnificent flowers. The ideal time to plant is when the soil is cool but not yet frozen. This usually happens after the first couple of light frosts, but before the ground becomes hard. For many of us, that's from late September all the way through to November. You have a generous planting window, so don't feel rushed. However, it's also important not to plant too early. If the weather is still too warm, the bulbs can rot before they even get a chance to grow. Just wait for that crisp autumn air to settle in, then you'll know it's the perfect time to plant. Okay, so you're at the garden center or the market, and you're faced with a seemingly endless array of choices. It can be a little overwhelming, so how do you choose? My first piece of advice for any garden, big or small, is to think in layers and in waves. You don't want all your flowers blooming at the exact same time. By planting a variety of bulbs, you can have a continuous show of color that lasts from late winter all the way into early summer. Let's look at some of my favorites for creating this layered effect. For early spring, think of the little guys: crocuses, snowdrops, and scillas. They're the first to peek out, often in late winter, even pushing through a thin layer of snow. Their bright colors are an incredible welcome after a long winter, and they're fantastic for planting under trees or at the front of a garden bed. Next, you have the mid-spring heroes. These are your most popular bulbs, and for a good reason. Daffodils are fantastic. They're strong, cheerful, and come in a range of yellows, whites, and oranges. They are also great because squirrels and other little critters don't like to eat them, making them a very safe bet. Another mid-spring favorite is the hyacinth. They have the most incredible fragrance, and just a few of them can make your whole garden smell amazing. And finally, the showstoppers of late spring, tulips. They're the classic spring flower and they come in every color imaginable, allowing you to create the most beautiful combinations. Just a word of caution though, if you have squirrels, you might want to protect your tulips because they think they are a very tasty snack. We'll talk about a few tricks for that later. When you're choosing your bulbs, it's not just about the type of flower. You need to inspect them. They should be firm and heavy, feeling solid in your hand. Avoid any that are soft, moldy, or look dried out and shriveled. A healthy, robust bulb is a healthy plant waiting to happen. Now for the fun part, getting our hands dirty. Let's talk about the essentials. You'll need a garden trowel, well-draining soil, and of course, your bulbs. Whether you're planting in pots or directly in your garden, the most important thing is to ensure good drainage. If using pots, make sure they have a drainage hole. If planting in the ground, choose a spot where water doesn't pool, or amend heavy clay soil with compost and grit to improve drainage. Bulbs are very susceptible to rotting if they sit in water. A good planting depth for most areas is about 20 to 30 centimeters deep. Now, the soil. For pots, use a good, fresh, well-draining potting mix. For garden beds, make sure your soil is loose and rich. You can mix in some compost to improve structure and nutrients. Just make sure the area isn't overly wet. Okay, let's plant. The general rule is to plant the bulb 2 to 3 times its height deep. So, for a small bulb, maybe 5 to 7 centimeters. For a big tulip bulb, maybe 10 to 15 centimeters. The pointy side should always face up. That's where the shoot will emerge. If you're not sure, don't worry. Bulbs are smarter than you think. They'll usually find their way up. Here's a little trick for an even more spectacular display. Layering. This is my favorite technique and it works great in both pots and garden beds. You can plant a variety of bulbs at different depths in the same spot to create a continuous show. For example, you can plant your tulips at the deepest layer, then add a layer of soil, and then plant some daffodils, add more soil, and then finally plant your crocuses or scillas on top. It's like a floral lasagna. This way, when the crocus is finished, the daffodils take over, and then the tulips bloom last, giving you months of vibrant color from a single planting area. Pause for visual.http, googlelosercontent.com, image generation, content11.com. Once they are all in, cover them with soil. If in pots, leave a few centimeters of space at the top, give them a good, thorough watering. This initial drink encourages the roots to start forming, and then you wait. But not for long. Now that your bulbs are planted, you might be tempted to move them to a warmer spot. Don't! They need to experience the cold. Leave them in your garden or in their pots outside. Even if it snows or freezes, they are designed for this. A good winter chill is the key to a strong plant and a beautiful flower. The only exception is if you are expecting a prolonged, extremely hard freeze. In that case, if your pots are vulnerable, you can move them closer to the wall of your building or wrap the pots in bubble wrap or burlap for extra insulation. For ground plantings, a layer of mulch can help protect them. What about watering? This is where many people make a mistake. After the initial watering, you don't need to do much. The winter rains and snow will take care of it. Just check on them occasionally. If the soil is completely dry to the touch for an extended period, you can give them a little splash of water, but generally, less is more. Overwatering is the #1 killer of bulbs. And for those pesky squirrels I mentioned, there are a few tricks. You can cover the freshly planted area with a layer of chicken wire or a heavy wire mesh, secured with rocks or stakes until the ground freezes. You can also mix in some chili flakes with the top layer of soil, as squirrels don't like the taste. Or You can just stick to daffodils and hyacinths, which they tend to avoid. And that's it. Your work is done for now. You've planted the seeds, or rather, the bulbs of a magnificent spring. Just imagine, in a few months, your garden will go from this to this. The first little green shoots are one of the most exciting things to see after a long winter. It's a sign that nature is waking up and your garden is about to become a vibrant haven. I can't wait to show you the results in the spring, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the big reveal. I hope this has inspired you to try planting some bulbs, even if you're a total beginner with a smaller garden. It's one of the most rewarding gardening experiences you can have. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And as always, happy gardening!